A new gameplay mechanic that's supposed to be meta-changing, this is supposed to change the way the game is played, was revealed to us on yesterday's Kombat cast that will be coming to us when Aftermath drops, which is on May 26th. This new mechanic is called Armor Breaker, and essentially it's just a fuck breakaway move, as I'd like to call it. And in today's video, I'm actually going to break down and explain what it is and how it works, and also some things that they didn't mention in the Kombat cast, which is kind of strange and I don't like, because some of what the things about this new mechanic is that I will get into in this video was not told to us on the Kombat cast and was kind of underexplained. So for those who want to know everything about this new meta-changing mechanic, this is the video for you. I'm also going to be doing this live because I thought it'd be fun. So again, the move is basically just a fuck your breakaway mechanic, where if you use a certain move, it will break their armor when they do breakaway, or they do some sort of interactable that has armor, or maybe their fatal blow. But most of the time, you're going to use this when somebody breaks away. It's going to be different from some characters. Some characters will have special move fuck breakaway moves, or some characters will have just normals that are just fuck breakaway moves. The two examples of what they showed will be on the screen right now. As you can see, Scorpion's backflip kick can now break your breakaway, and you can continue your combo because when you do it, it will pop them up. And Sub-Zero's is forward 4, which is also an armor breaker. Now you can see that Sub-Zero gets a new crushing blow from that, which looks like Sub-Zero is going to be changed in the new patch. But the other thing about this is that if your armor breaker move has a crushing blow, you will be able to use that crushing blow just for breaking someone's armor. So any other requirements for it doesn't matter. If it's just used to break somebody's breakaway, then the crushing blow will be yours. What was also mentioned in the Kombat cast is that some armor breakers will pop your opponent up. Sometimes they will get a crushing blow, or sometimes they just won't do anything. Sometimes it'll just break their armor and that's it. So just keep that in mind. So let's move back into the game for an example. So one of the reasons I am excited for this is that this will benefit Scarlett a lot. Scarlett is probably my main right now. She has been my most played character these past two Kombat League seasons. And what I absolutely hate is that every single time I catch somebody with this string, they always break away. I think I can speak for all Scarlett mains that every time we do this, they always break away, and it just denies us of any sort of combos, really good damaging combos that we want to do. And that's what I don't like, because I'm usually finding myself just doing this all day, doing these staggers forward 4-3. And you know, these are fine. These are fun, mixing up your opponent, making them guess. I can do this and go in for a throw. But usually what all Mortal Kombat players like to do is to do some cool combos. But when we're denied that, just like you see here, you know, and we're finding ourselves stomping on the floor all the time, it diminishes the fun a little bit. Now, I don't know which of Scarlett's moves are going to be her armor breaker, but my best bet is that it's going to be her back 1, because her back 1-2 has a crushing blow. And again, some armor breakers are going to be moves that have crushing blows. Now, currently on this patch of the game, if my opponent did breakaway, my back 1 cannot catch them. It's too slow because, what is it, 19 frames? Yeah, 19 frames. It's too slow. So this is if, this is a big if Scarlett's back 1 is her armor breaker, that means it's going to be faster. It's probably going to be like maybe 16, 13 frames or something like that in the next patch. So I can catch my opponent, which means she's going to get a buff. Even no matter what, even if her back 1 is not her armor breaker, I don't see Scarlett coming out of this patch without a buff. She's going to get one. But other moves that I've seen people suggest could be her armor breaker is her back 2. And I really don't see it, because that would mean her back 1-2, or not her back 1-2, her back 2 would have to be faster, because look at it. Oh, wait, hold on, let me do it with a breaker, or breakaway. See, it's too slow, but even if it was faster, that would mean in a regular match, it'd be crazy to try to react to that. Like, it'd be super, super fast. And I don't think people want to play against another character with an almost unreactable overhead like Sub-Zero's does. This isn't MKX. But the one that I actually think is next in line is her neutral 4. Because, hey, look. Well, hold on, let me do it. Because, hey, look. It's fast enough. Whoop, I didn't do it this time. Hey, look. It's fast enough to catch them. So, if this is her armor breaker, then you can do combos like this. Hold on a second. Let me try and... There we go. Breakaway off. So pretend they break away after this. I can still do that big damage. So if this is her armor breaker and they try to break away after 2-1-2, I can still do this. And look at that damage. That's some really, really good damage. Or I can do this. They can try to break away from the second one, and I still get that good damage. Or I can do this. Still good damage. All in all, this is a really, really good mechanic for a lot of characters. Or this is going to be a really, really good mechanic for a lot of characters. So as a Scarlett player, I'm really excited for it. Now, we're going to have to talk about some other things that were not mentioned about this new mechanic that is going to diminish a lot of people, or diminish a lot of people's hype for this new mechanic, because I'm a little bit iffy about this too, and let's get into it right now. So what the guys on the Kombat cast didn't mention, and I really don't like that they didn't, because this is a very, very important thing to note, is that not all characters will have their armor breakers in all of their variations. So some characters can only have their armor breakers when they pick a variation, or if the move is in 2 variations or something like that. So say for example, and this is in a worst case scenario, say this is Scarlett's armor breaker. This move is only in one variation. It's in variation 3. So if I don't pick variation 2, or if I pick variation 2 or variation 1 where this move is not available, I do not have armor breaker. That I don't like at all. Why would some characters have universal armor breakers but not all characters having them? That just makes it almost makes this new mechanic pointless. Almost. The only reason why I say it is not completely useless is because Stephanie also clarified on Twitter that the majority of characters have armor breakers in 2 or 3 variations. So a couple of characters are actually going to have more than one armor breaker. So that's pretty cool that maybe like a character like Spawn, who already has an armor breaker, probably is going to get another one. So in the best case scenario, I feel like the characters that don't really need an armor breaker, those characters who have unbreakable or unbreakable, breakawayable combos, are probably not going to get armor breakers in those variations. That's fine, because, you know, you would never find a situation where you needed it. But let's just say, again, in the worst case scenario for some characters, let's say this move is an armor breaker. That would mean Scarlett only has a armor breaker for one variation. I'm worried about this. I'm really, really worried about this. And it's very, very important to note that they didn't mention. And I really don't like that, because, I don't know, I feel like they were too scared. And I get it. It's a new mechanic. People want the game fixed. People want some sort of new change. Some people who don't find this game fun want the game to be fun. And they want something to be very, very specific. I get it. But you got to let us know. You got to let us know. We'll see how this thing plays out. We'll see how this thing plays out, because I'm not going to judge. We are going to get a new patch after this combat pack comes out, or excuse me, when this Aftermath drops, we are going to get a new patch. So we'll see how every character works with this new mechanic and with their new tools, with their new frame data and such. So I'm not going to judge, but I am a little bit worried that some things are just not going to be fun for some characters. Like, again, if this was her armor breaker for Scarlett, as a Scarlett player, I would be very, very mad. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the case. But for other characters who have really bad moves, or who just have very, very useless moves, you should be worried. You should be worried. Because what if they choose a character, what if it's your character who has a move that you don't use, or a move that's in a variation that you don't use, and now you kind of have to use that variation that you don't like to play. So again, even though I said it so many times, I'm not going to judge, but I am very, very worried, and I don't really agree with the choice that not all characters have universal armor breakers. I feel like they should have been in all variations. It just seems very, very logical to me. But overall, guys, this is something that I'm actually looking forward to, because it sounds like a mechanic that's going to benefit my characters, Liu Kang and Scarlett, the most. And let me give you another example with Liu Kang. So a lot of people like to break away after that launcher in the corner. So my best bet is that Liu Kang's armor breaker is going to be his forward 2. because this move is... I honestly almost never use this move. So I feel like this is going to be the one that they use. Because look how perfect it is. So he does a crushing blow in the corner. And it hits them, and they can launch. So just pretend that they got caught right there. Boom, launched. Easy combo right there. Or the reason why I think it could be different is that, let me reset the position again to the center, is that you can also use this crushing blow launcher mid-screen, and everybody still likes to break away. So when that happens, maybe it's the flying kick. And remember, the flying kick has a crushing blow. So let me put on easy crushing blows real quick. Oh, they're already on. So let me turn it off. Breakaway. So if they broke away, if we're doing this mechanic, the combo will look like this. Look at that damage. So I got my damage and I got my high damaging combo, or I just got my combo back. I still get to do my combos. So this is really interesting. I really like it. Now, if his forward 2 is his combo breaker, then it'd be very, very useless. So that's why I think it might be... See, I can't do anything after forward 2. So that's why I think it might be his flying kick. But either way, what I'm trying to say is that a character like Liu Kang, a character like Scarlett, this is going to benefit them a lot. Because we're going to be able to do our combos anytime, at any time we want to. Especially Scarlett, because, again, everybody likes to break away after 2-1-2. But overall, guys, let me know what you guys think. I'm really excited about this. I'm not going to judge. I'm a little bit skeptical. Them not having them in all variations, or the armor breakers not being in all variations, is kind of iffy to me. But we'll see. We have a lot to look forward to. We have a lot to take in. And we'll see how it overall works out.